Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm here at the library doing some homework, but I saw that John Hollinger made a buyout market board, and I wanted to react to it. As you guys know, last week I did my own buyout board, and that was from, my own speculation, which basically means I have no sources really in the league to know 100% who potentially can get bought out. John Hollinger is a former president of basketball operations, so he has inside knowledge. So I'm going to give my, opinions on the matter. Take it how you want. I think I'm a very knowledgeable and journalist in the NBA world without having the proper sources, but I follow this stuff. So let's get right into the video. Let's talk about it, and I want to hear your thoughts. Who's somebody that you want? So years past, we've seen guys show up and help teams win. And don't expect Doug McDermott, Rudy Gay, Evan Fournier, and Kem Birch to be on the buyout market because they have fairly sizable guaranteed money coming up next season, which makes a buyout improbable. But here are the guys. Russell Westbrook, but Russell Westbrook seems like he might stay in Utah. He's open to it. They're going to take their time. But the Clippers, the Heat, and the Bulls are the three teams that have been talked. Reggie Jackson, we're hearing that either Milwaukee or Phoenix is a buyout. That's who John Hollinger has as his top two. That's good. John Wall. I personally think John Wall is the backup option for the Miami Heat. If the Miami Heat can't get Russell Westbrook or maybe even Reggie Jackson, I think John Wall's their plan B. And if he doesn't go to Miami, I see John Wall either going back to Washington, D.C. or signing with two teams, which is the Lakers. And the final option is Charlotte because he's from Raleigh, North Carolina. So there's the Charlotte connection. I think Charlotte's the least likely. Second least likely is maybe Washington or Los Angeles. But he said he wants to go back. And the other thing is he's still a good player. I see Miami still being the most likely. Pat Bev, supposedly the T-Wolves aren't interested in bringing him back. So I'm thinking maybe a defensive team or a team that needs defense. I could see a team like the Dallas Mavericks wanting Pat Bev or a team like the Trailblazers, but I wonder. Now, next up, I think what we have right here is Dario Saric. I saw a tweet the other day. I would love to see Dario Saric either playing in Dallas, Denver, with the LA Clippers. The Miami Heat, I think, would be the best fit, or even the Golden State Warriors. The Miami Heat or the Golden State Warriors would be the best fit for Dario Saric. I'm a big Dario Saric fan. I think he could help out a team tremendously. But my whole thing is when you look at this team, I think Dario Saric, you have to find him a team where they like playing small ball, fives, I wonder if he'll stay. Danny Green, we're hearing teams like L.A., Philly, Miami, New York, all are interested in there. Danny, he just came back from an injury, but he still can be a good shooter. These are now the improbable, but people would love him. I don't see Kelly Oubre getting bought out because they have his bird rights. So now, Seth Curry, the only way Seth Curry gets bought out is if he requests it, and if the Nets really are trying to tank and get out of the luxury tax bill, which we don't know yet because we haven't really seen the team. Kevin Love is starting to rack up DNPs, and the only reason he leaves is because he just doesn't want to be there, but he seems like he loves being there even if he's not playing. Corey Joseph, he's a good backup point guard, and he's a good third guy. Maybe Detroit really likes having him there. Goran Dragic, it's unlikely, if they do get Westbrook, maybe he's the odd man out. Thad Young, I don't see it happening, even though his role's getting smaller. I see him being used as a trade asset in the offseason because he's only guaranteed $1 million. Kendrick Nunn, he's playing well. I think we like him. DeAndre Jordan, he's a huge, locker room guy, but if someone becomes available that they like, DeAndre could. Derrick Rose, he has a team option that is 15.5, which won't be used, so if he requests it, yeah. Will Barton, it's going to be happening. It's just a matter of who's going to get him. I see him going to the Suns at this point, or back to Portland or Denver. Terrence Ross is signing with the Dallas Mavericks. Nerlens Noel, I'm hoping they buy him out. He has a team option next year, so I wonder if that's holding it back. Justin Holiday, he's in Houston. He had a bad start, but he's a good bottom of the bench guy. Wayne Dedmon was recently waived, so was Serge Ibaka and Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor's like a small forward, power forward center, and he's been described as a power guard. Basically, he's really effective around the basket and could have some Gary Payton second in him in the right system. Serge Ibaka, I mean, same thing with Jaden Dedmon. If you need a third center, both Los Angeles teams, the Portland Trailblazers should be in demand. Kevin Knox, I think they'll keep him in the Blazers. Boban Marjanovic was finally waived, which is crazy, and I think they're supposedly interested in re-signing him and the Houston, but I don't know. And then Bryn Forbes was waived. He's had a bad player a season, but teams might want him. I love Goga. He's not a stretch big, but he's like a rebounding big. I mean, kind of a better defensive version of Dennis Cantor. James Johnson was waived. He's a good leader. I could see him going to like the Pelicans or the Heat. Montes Anderson, Frank Kaminsky, Alex Lynn, Ryan Arsendio, and Svi Mykhailiuk are, just bottom of the bench guy. Lynn's a rebounding center. Frank Kaminsky's a stretch big. Juan Toscano Anderson's like a tweener. Ryan Arsendio is like a pass defensive point, and Svi Mykhailiuk's just a shooter. Let me hear your thoughts.